Swimmers, take your mark.
Hello everybody and welcome to On Deck with Florida Swim Network. I am Joe Auer along with Dave Van Buskirk and of course our buddy Sid Cassidy. This is our third week at the Long Center and they've been such gracious hosts. Great venue for the show.
It is. It really is a nice venue.
I always love coming up here, Joe. Whether it's a quick turnaround or not, it's great to be here today.
What do you mean quick turnaround?
Well, Joe sent the Florida Swim Network G6 down to Lake Lytle.
You're not supposed to let a lot of people know that we have
Well, thank God
G6.
we have some sponsors.
I know.
I got to get back for finals, so let's do this thing.
I hear you. You know, real quick, I know we've been trying to bring you all the up-to-date information running live on our ticker going across the bottom of the screen. If you have any information, I know we have conferences going on, we have counties going on, as Sid mentioned just a while ago. If you have any information you can provide to us, you can send that over to info@floridaswimnetwork.com. We'll be more than grateful to include it down across the ticker going around, trying to bring you the up-to-date information.
You know,
in the
really
swimming
the
world.
only way, we can't go out and try to call all the coaches and all that. They need to help us send stuff. I know Sid writes stuff for us and also send stuff to us.
Well, you know, Joe, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago, I came up to this very area and I saw your wife, Beth Auer, give a great presentation at the coaches clinic that they ran out there at Clearwater, and she talked about just that and what teams can do. And I think if our coaches and any of the assistant coaches especially want to get involved, they should just go to Florida Swim Network, help promote their own school, help promote their own team. It's an awesome opportunity.
I mean, we're here for Florida swimming. We all love swimming, and we're here to promote the sport of swimming.
And speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about what's getting ready to happen. Now we are, to be honest with you, there are some classifications, they're done in 30 days. So here's what's getting ready to happen. We've got districts that are coming up. After that, we're going to be broadcasting regionals, and then we're there live at the state. Now,
I can't wait for that.
the best part about the live section, guys, guess what? We're going to be doing a kind of different show that you normally not used to seeing. We're going to actually bringing our production set right there at the venue there at Stewart, just hours before the swim meet, kicking everything off.
You mean kind of like game day?
Kind of like game
So
day.
bring your
Game day it
signs,
is.
guys. Bring all your signs.
Well, that'd be awesome. And we're going to really bring to light who actually makes the state meet roster.
You're right.
Yes, we are. You could bring Scotty for the background behind the show. Isn't that right,
You
Scotty?
might be able to do that. Scotty would like that.
We are getting ready to have a three-time Olympic gold medalist with us.
Oh.
You guys ready for that one?
I
Three
am.
gold medals.
3 gold medals.
Nicole Haislett will be with us.
Wow.
Yes, I can't wait to talk to her about all her experiences.
Awesome. She's the best.
All right, right now we are going to go to Caitlin Freeling. She's going to give us a lot of great tips about college and getting through the process. Let's go take a look.
Hey guys, Caitlin Freeling here to talk to you a little bit about how to prepare for your championship meet. It's taper time, the best time of the year. You love it, I loved it, all swimmers love it. You get to rest, you get to be easy in the water, but this is a time to really focus on preparing for the meet. So instead of looking at it as, oh, yes, I get to rest, look at it as I get more time to prepare now and focus on the little things that I can work on in practice to bring into my meet. And along with that, since you are resting, you're not doing as many yards, you're gonna need to watch your diet, because if you don't, you might go on the pounds a little bit and then that might slow you down. So we wanna make sure we're not taking in those excess calories and gaining some weight. If you focus on these things, this will help you move on into college. It'll give you a routine to get you to that next level. Even split. An even split is when the swimmer swims at the same speed on the first and second half of a repeat or a race.
You know, around the world, there's lots of different types of open water races. Your tip this week is how to really get through the waves in a saltwater race. Here in Florida, we do have a lot of big surf, and a lot of times there might be, 25, 30, 35, 50 yards of getting through whitewater. Dolphin dives underneath the waves are a key without using too much energy. You don't want to expend too much in the beginning, but it's good if you can go under, grab the sand, get your chest close to the bottom, and then push off and try and get a nice streamlined breakout back under before the next wave. You can get out there wasting minimal energy and feel fresh and at the lead of the pack.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway. We'll take you wherever you go. Take you wherever you go.
Hey everybody, Dr. Brad Burkhardt here again with your Healthy Minute, and today I'm going to talk about the low back. Everybody's had low back pain before, and sometimes it can be an annoying, nagging type of pain in the lower part of the back, and sometimes it can be worse. And this comes from running, it comes from swimming, it comes from doing weights and squats and run up and down stairs. These things can all cause lower back pain. Well, what do you do with low back pain? Well, for the most part, almost everybody with low back pain can get better without any type of surgical procedure. It's all the normal things. It's anti-inflammatory medications, rest, and a lot of stretching. And that'll usually make people feel better. But sometimes low back pain can be worse. If you have pain that's running down into your butt, it's running down into the back of your thigh, or if you're getting numbness or tingling in your toes, that can be something that could be a little bit more serious, like a disc herniation. So if your pain is going down your leg, and if your pain isn't getting better with the normal types of activities, you gotta come in and see your doctor. Usually we can get you better without surgery, but it's certainly something you want to check into.
Okay, we're back. Always great advice from Dr. Burkhardt. Lower back. I know I have a bad lower back. You've said you've had a lower back problem every now and then. So, I mean, it's what happens. Guess who we have with us? Gold medalist, 3-time gold medalist, yes. Nicole Haislett. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Very awesome. All right, so listen, we're going to go through, you're from St. Pete.
I am.
Okay, so we're going to go through a little bit of high school.
Okay.
How that felt, your high school time, go a little bit through college, and then into your Olympic stuff.
Okay.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Tell me about your high school season. I mean, we're going right into this.
Wait, before you do, I was lucky enough to watch Nicole when she was 10 and under.
I'm sitting next to her.
All right, I know. She was swimming for the great Tom Haight, one of the best age group coaches the state of Florida ever had. Tom, and then Dave Storer at St. Pete Aquatics.
It just hurts my feelings, man.
And then during that time, you would swim high school and club, correct?
Yes, I think most club level swimmers would train with their club, but then just show up for the high school meets, which is what I did. And there were a few of us on the team, that swam with St. Pete Aquatics, and then would just show up on our Wednesday, high school meet. Not that we enjoyed being a part of the team, and we were, still earning points for them, but just to get the quality of training and stuff. So we were still.
So you made Olympic trials as a 15-year-old.
I did, yes.
How in the world was that experience? I mean, that's some serious pressure.
I don't know. It was definitely deer in the headlights,
How'd you do at the meet?
Gosh, I think I was 23rd in something. I think I swam the 1500 free. I think I was 23rd in one event and maybe high teens in the other.
For a 15-year-old,
I
that's
think
pretty awesome.
I might I'm not exactly
sure.
She was
one
but
of
I think
the best of all the women in Florida for sure, of any age.
Wow.
And I remember that Olympic. That was 88.
That was 88. It was in Austin, Texas. Pool I absolutely love.
It is a great pool.
Yes, it is.
Love it. Set an American record there in the 200 free. But it was a great experience to see. I didn't know what I was doing, but to see all these amazing swimmers, I remember, watching them and just being in awe.
And so 4 years later, everyone's in awe of you. What happened during those 4 years?
I I just worked really hard.
So
Ended up at Florida, of course, but.
Before we go to Florida, real quick, we've got a bunch of age group 15, 16, 14-year-olds that are right now reaching OT cuts. What advice would you tell those young swimmers right now that are getting those OT cuts? You've been in there, you've had a chance to walk down that path, so.
I always looked at my career as a staircase, and the top of the stairs was the Olympics or Olympic gold medal, and that's a huge goal, and it's a major undertaking, and you can't just leap to the top of the stairs. So I always I set a goal for each little step was a goal. So maybe in 1 year I might make 2 steps or 3 steps, and I was 19 by the time I finally got to the top of the stairs. It's not going to be that way for everybody. I think I was probably around 11 when I kind of realized my potential and decided
kicking everybody's butt.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I remember my first state meet, my first high school state meet, and I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I was a little fish in a big pond, and it was eye-opening for me. It really was.
So going into college, was it always Florida?
I actually had that conversation with my boyfriend on the way here. I was this close to going to Texas. I really was.
Oh, wow.
So what was the determining factor?
I had a little birdie tell me that Mitch Ivey was coming in, and I had trained with him. I'd moved to Canada the summer before my senior year of high school and trained with him, and
that's what did it.
Yeah, he coached me to my first national win and my first national team, Pan Pacs in Tokyo in '89. And when I found out he was going to be the coach at Florida, it was a no-brainer.
Well, certainly you had a great career swimming there. And a little known fact that I only learned tonight, Joe, is that you actually had a summer during your college years where you went up to Bowls and trained with Greg Troy?
High school years.
High school years.
Yes.
Wow, you're busy.
High school
Yes.
years.
I moved to Jacksonville and trained with Coach Troy at Bowls between my freshman and sophomore years.
Okay.
And then between my junior and senior years, I was up in Toronto training with the Tobaco Pepsi at the time.
Well, so you've been through it all as a swimmer. Now, as a parent, you have a 9-year-old daughter who's in swimming.
Almost 9, yeah.
You have any advice for some of the moms and dads that watch the show?
I would just say provide give them the experience, allow them, if they want to do it, do the most you can, the best you can to provide the chance, and if you see what happens. I mean, I was lucky. My parents, they let me move away. They sent me on trips,
right.
and they pushed me when I needed it, but I always knew I was swimming for myself and not for anyone else, and it was my choice.
Nicole, what advice would you give the swimmer that is looking to go to that next level, to go swim in college? The whole recruiting process and everything going to that next level?
Well, it's a huge decision, obviously, and it's not just to swim, it's an education choice as well.
Right.
So, you got to make, let's face it, we're not going to get rich and famous as swimmers for the most part. So, figure out what's going to work for you, for your degree.
We're just
and
not
your
telling
education.
that to Joe.
Joe's still hoping to get at least famous, but
What the heck? I missed all that boat right there.
But, you got to do what you feel comfortable with. And it doesn't have to be a giant school. It doesn't have to be a top Division I program. You can have a great experience and still swim fast. It's what you make of it, really.
Okay.
So we're going to come back and talk a little bit more with you, but I know you got a chance to sit down with Doug Fonder.
I did. I had a chance to sit down with Doug Fonder, and this is what he had to say. And Doug, how in the world did you get involved in swimming?
Basically, I played football at the University of Miami, got hurt my senior year. I went to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and I was going to be an outpatient for 6 months, so I volunteered at the YMCA and, helped with swim team. And then when I went to graduate school, I got a job with someone that ran Parks and Rec, and he said, "Can you manage the pool?" So I managed the pool, and then they fired the swim coach 2 weeks in. He said, "We got to take that over." He said, "I'll give you more money," and I said, "Okay." So, and that's about the start of it.
So Doug, real quick, I want to go and just have a quick conversation with you. I know another passion of yours, you are the CEO and founder of the International Swim Coaches Association.
Correct.
How did you get involved in that?
real interesting thing, back years and years and years ago, I was involved with the formation of zones swimming, and helped with the first 3 years, and then I went on and that stuff. My wife and I adopted a boy who's now just turned 16, but when he turned 9, he made Eastern Zones, and they asked if I'd go along as a parent chaperone. Okay, so I thought, well, I got this. I know Eastern Zones. I found it. I know. I went up there, and it was totally not what we had put together. It was just the opposite of what I thought it should be. So when I got back, we were out at Nationals. I'm talking to coaches, Randy Reese and, people like that. And we were talking, and I said, we got to do something. I said, it's ridiculous. So we said, hey, well, let's try something ourselves, and let's start with younger kids. So we started with 14 and unders, and we wanted to go single age group because swimming is the only sport that goes in double age groups. And if you look at the age groups, 10 and under, 11 and 12, 13 and 14, they don't even match up from a kinesiology growth standpoint. A 9-year-old is better with an 8-year-old than a 10-year. So, I mean, they were made by a group of parents in the early 60s, and it's like everybody wants to think that they're dying wool numbers, and they're not. So we went with the single age group, and when we had our first event, we had 97 swimmers at it, and we drew names out of a hat to swim relays. I mean, it was that small, to the point where we had 1,000 this April. So, I mean, I think it proves that what we're doing, people like.
Well, Doug, thank you again, and good luck.
All right, thanks.
How do you tolerate standing next to the pool all day? Don't your legs get tired?
Wow. Thanks, Victor, for your concern of the coaches. You're right. Standing on the pool deck all day really can be a problem. I think it was 15 or 18 years ago, I was having some back issues, and one of the moms on our team at the time said, hey, I'm a nurse. I'm standing in the emergency room all day. Try these Crocs. And ever since then, I put them on, and I really haven't had any problem. I also think it's important to walk and not just stand there. And I really don't like our coaches sitting in the chair. So I do like them to be up, because I think it gives the wrong message to the kids, whether it's practice. At a meet, it's a little different because you're there a long time and you're having kids come back and forth. But during practice, I definitely want you walking, or I want you standing, and I want those kids to see you. But thanks for thinking of us.
Need your swim fix? Have you been to our website, floridaswimnetwork.com yet? We have many pages with all the water sports for you to look at. You can also send us results, photos, and stories to info@floridaswimnetwork.com.
Remember the feeling? New goggles, a new cap. When you support the USA Swimming Foundation, you provide a gift that won't fit in a box. A gift that helps young athletes fuel their competitive dreams. One that provides potential life-saving swim lessons to children. Your gift, it really is impossible to wrap. The USA Swimming Foundation, saving lives and building champions.
Welcome back to On Deck with Florida Swim Network. This is part of the show where we normally play a game, but we are going to do the ultimate game, the Olympic Games.
The big games.
Because we have the biggest games participant right here.
Three-time
All right.
gold medalist.
So, let's go through Olympic trials first.
Okay.
Tell us your experience, morning swim, night swim, and then go on to the games.
All right. Well, I was feeling pretty confident by that time. It was 4 years after my first Olympic trials experience, and I guess I was considered a favorite in the 200 free, 100 free. At that point, I'd kind of taken up the 200 IM, and so first event, 100 free, Jenny Thompson goes out and beats me and crushes the world record.
Oh, wow. Hits you in the head. You're like,
nobody was expecting that.
Man.
Not that, I mean,
But
she's
you made the
amazing.
team.
That's right.
Made the team, got second, yeah.
Atta girl.
But I
Atta
was, wow. And 200, I think 200 might have been the next day.
I think so.
And that was my favorite event, and that was, I think, my my best event. And so I just had to, stay in the moment and, swim my race and not worry about anything else, and swam an amazing race. I went, I think, 158.6 and won by quite a bit. So I was feeling pretty good about that.
So how was it, though, when you look up and saw your name sitting right there, and you're like, okay, I'm going.
Yeah, they did this
cool.
2 tickets to Paradise. They
Right.
would play that when
Any
you went
money.
up
That's
for the
right.
for the on the awards stand, and
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. It's a lot more glitz and glamour now, but it was pretty neat back then. And then you see the guy up on the big scaffolding thing or whatever,
Right.
and he's painting your name in calligraphy
And it's
on
still
the
there.
wall.
I was there. I was there this summer.
yeah.
It's still there.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
so that was-
special.
yeah.
Indianapolis.
It's
Special
kind of
place.
one of these moments, you're finally.
So how about the games?
Yes.
That's right.
You know what? Be prepared for everything, and because it's unlike anything you've ever experienced.
92 Barcelona.
92 Barcelona. Trained in France for a couple weeks
Yeah.
prior, and then
Nice.
drove in.
How was the training different than what you?
Well, I mean, you're like a horse with
Correct.
blinders on. You you have one goal, and I was in Salt Lake City, did some altitude training with
Okay.
some Texas athletes, and
You're just feeling
Janet
good. I mean,
Evans
with
was
all
out
these
there. I
stuff.
was out there with Dara Torres and Janet Evans,
Gosh.
and
It's great to swim with all those guys.
oh yeah. So there were five of us out there.
Okay, so I want to get to the meat of it. You're in national television, worldwide television. Everybody's looking at you. You have a good swim in the morning, and gosh, man, you're standing on the block, and you're like, it's quiet. I guess take your mark. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to know what that was right there.
The day before in the 100 free, I got 4th. So huge letdown, right? A big, that stinks.
Sure.
You're out of
Sure.
the medals. And not a great race. I didn't, it wasn't really a best time. So I'm like, what's going on here? 200 the next day. You got to put your boots back on and or your
Strap
cabin
it up,
goggles
baby.
back
That's right.
on,
Here we
know.
go.
And
Right.
that morning in prelims, Franziska van Almsick, an unknown 14-year-old German, swims out of her mind.
Right.
And faster than my best time.
Right.
And so that was a whole nother, oh my gosh, now what, and you just have to believe in yourself, and you have to stick to what you know, and you can't be rattled. And I remember my coach at the Olympics was Mike Hastings,
Yep.
who was the coach of Summer Sanders, and he said right before finished warm up, and he said to me at finals, do you want to swim to break the American record and go a best time, or do you want to swim to win? And I looked at him like,
I know
what are
what
you
that question's
talking about? What?
That's what that question's about. Get ready to just go out and
That's
hang
right.
on, Daddy.
Yeah, so he, basically I swam the 200 the same way. I had my way of swimming it, and he changed it right there before finals.
Wow.
That's what did it.
And he said, if you want to win, this is what you have to do.
Hammer
And
down.
I literally took every bit of advice he gave me, and I did exactly what he said, and I won by a 1/10 of a second.
So you look at the scoreboard and you're like, I won.
I won.
Tears.
Great one.
Tears. I mean, yeah. Just
Obviously.
huge relief.
I would like to know,
Huge relief.
when you step up on the podium, they're putting the gold medal and they're playing the national anthem. That's just because at that point you're probably looking back of everything. You're looking back of the early days in the pool, everything going up to that moment.
Yeah, it was. It was literally the biggest payoff, for me. It was the years and years of sacrifice and determination and dedication, and I was staring into the sun, the flags. The sun was right behind the flags, and so I couldn't see, and my mouth was so dry, and so it looked like I was really crying, but I wasn't. I was just so relieved and so happy, and
We all
proud.
were so happy.
We were very happy for you. The entire nation, not just Florida.
Man,
Thank
that's,
you.
That's
We were
really,
pretty
really
psyched.
good stuff.
Thank you.
Now, we know what's coming up. Another swimmer highlight.
That's right. Here's this week's swimmer highlight.
I love those swimmer highlights. You know, Nicole, it's been a great time on the show. Thanks for joining us.
I thought you guys played a game at the end.
We do, but we wanted to talk. Do you
Well,
have a game
that's
for
right.
us or
I have a trivia question.
Oh, okay.
Go
All
ahead.
right, let's go.
All right,
We're
so
always up for that.
1992 Barcelona Olympics.
Okay.
Name the celebrity who came to my room in the Olympic Village and woke me up.
Oh,
And
wow.
woke you
Celebrity.
up.
Celebrity.
Knocked on your door.
Celebrity.
Knocked on your door.
Although you could
92.
get
Male, female.
I got it. Well, I'm gonna let you guys a guess.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead and spit
No,
yours
wait,
out,
wait,
because
wait,
then
wait,
Sid,
wait.
Sid might know this.
Sid might know.
Well, I followed those games. I'm a lot older than you guys are.
Okay.
And I remember that was the first year of the Dream Team.
Oh.
It was the first year of the Dream Team, and we did hang out with quite a few of the basketball players.
Okay,
Charles
I got it.
Barkley, number 1. But that's not who. He was
Okay, I was
not a
gonna
basketball
go
Okay,
player.
Magic Johnson,
okay.
but I'm
No.
out. You
Okay.
guys guess.
Okay.
I'm going to go Art Garfunkel.
What?
It's a good guess.
Good guess.
All right, David,
all
you're
right,
our last
here we
hope.
go. Celine Dion. I don't even know why I said that name.
Wow.
Because you went with Garfunkel.
Jose Feliciano. Wait, who's the big
strikes.
Spanish?
Three
All right, here we go.
The Terminator, Arnold
Oh, man.
Terminator.
That
Well,
is
we need
Guess
to
what?
terminate this show.
Is he, is he really? He's big.
we won't be
He's not. He's not very tall.
He's 6 foot.
He-
5'10".
he-
6 foot.
Yeah, he's not very tall.
Wow.
They shoot up at him all the time to make him look taller.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little
Very
known
cool.
secret.
Well, thanks for joining us.
We won't be back.
Thanks for joining
Thank
us.
you for having me. I had a great time.
We will be back next week with Kevin Rose Papa. And also, we'll see you next time on deck.